Just because a guy has money, nice car, he dresses well, doesn't mean that he's gonna spend that money on you. He can be a provider for himself, but doesn't mean he's gonna provide for you. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ali. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. Today I wanted to come and talk to you guys about the Tinder Swindler. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. It's all over social media. So it's this guy in his 30s, apparently. So first of all, people are not sure about his age, but anyways, so this guy, let's say early 30s, have been scamming women from Europe. So Netflix did a documentary about that. I saw the documentary this week and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to talk about this on my channel. So here we are. So Simon Leviev, that's his name, he was exposed during a Netflix documentary by 3 women who he has scammed in the past. So one of the women was scammed by Simon Leviev for about 200,000 euros. So in the documentary, at the beginning, you can see that the women, they meet. So it starts with Tinder. So they meet the guy on Tinder. Obviously, they swipe right, and it's a match, and they start chatting. All the girls, the way he was meeting them at the beginning was the same thing. So he would start like talking to them and telling them how he's wealthy, and he would take them to trips, and he had a private jet, and all the women at the beginning are so like impressed and wrapped up in his persona. So on social media, there's a lot of opinions about Simon, and a lot of people are obviously shocked that this was able to happen. People are shocked that it happened in our day and age because there's social media, like you can Google people. But he was able to scam the women so well that even when they Googled him, he looked like his parents were billionaires, that his dad had like a diamond company. And so he was working for his dad's diamond company. And it was crazy because all the girls Googled him, that's what they could see. And they were like, oh, this is legit. And they would trust him. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the documentary, you can skip for like 30 seconds. So what happened is, at the end, he was sentenced to 15 months in jail, and he ended up only serving for 5 months. So the crimes that he was in jail for are not related to what he did to the women. So really, there's no justice served for those women. In terms of the 3 women that are public about what happened to them, people are calling them gold diggers, that they were dumb to fall for that they were just looking for money, so they got what they deserved. A lot of negative things were said about them. And it's interesting to see that how society treats women and how they're being blamed for being scammed. And the guy walks free, and he's contesting all the documentary that Netflix did, and he's saying that it's not true. He's gonna sue people and things like that. He's still on Instagram living the life. He looks like he's still has some sort of like luxurious lifestyle, but the women are the ones who are victims in this situation. They're still trying to pay the date that they took for Simon. So to this day, they're still trying to pay. So there's actually a page on GoFundMe. If you want to support those women, I'm going to put the link in my description box, so you can contribute to their fund. People are trying to help them repay whatever money they owe to the banks and their creditors. So there's another thing that I wanted to discuss about this topic. So after watching the documentary, I asked myself, I was asking myself, do people get dumb when they fall in love? Because when you see those women, like, they're very beautiful, they look like they have all their life together, they have jobs, they're good. But how were they able to get scammed like that? And we're not talking about like 10,000, we're talking about 200,000. Like, one woman will go and get more credit every day to up her credit so she can help him because he was apparently in trouble. So being a good person in this situation was a disadvantage for those women, because at the end of the day, the guy is walking free. He's saying that none of that happened, and they still have to pay. It's still affecting their credit. So that's a question that I was asking. And I was like, you know what? Like, at the end of the day, I think when you meet someone, you have to trust them until you're proven otherwise, but also you have to be careful. So just because someone has money, and this is something that a lot of girls or women get confused about. Like, they get confused about, like, just because a guy has money, nice car, he dresses well, doesn't mean that he's gonna spend that money on you. He can be a provider for himself, but doesn't mean he's gonna provide for you. So you have to give it time and see how the relationship goes and what the guy is willing to give in terms of time, money, and things like that. But in the documentary, like, he took them to like parties. One of the women, she actually met his ex-partner and his daughter, which is crazy. Like, anyways, you guys go watch the documentary, it's very interesting. So at the end of the day, we cannot really blame those women, because they were just in love and they were trusting that the guy was who he said he was. The only thing that I think affected them is how quickly and how open they were with the guy. Like, within a few months, a few weeks for one of the women, she already had opened a credit card under his name. Like, that's a big no-no. So at the end of the day, I think you have to take your time when you're meeting someone and learn to get to know them and give yourself time. And in terms of money, personally, I would not do that for any guy unless, like, I'm married. I would not lend that kind of money to any guy, a boyfriend. No. I mean, I'm talking right now, but sometimes when you're in a situation, you can get caught up and do some things. But now thinking, I could not do that. It's easier said than done, because I'm not in the situation right now. So now I'm thinking clearly. So who knows? So at the end of the day, I don't think we should blame the woman. I wanna a little bit get into the psychology of a scammer. So people who scam other people are very good at judging and sensing how their victim are. A guy or someone who wants to scam you for like 20,000, they're not gonna go from day one ask you, okay, I need 20,000. It's really like psychologically manipulation, because they're gonna start by asking you, oh, can I have like $10? Like, or $5. For you, it's nothing, so you're gonna give. So they're just trying to sense how you are in terms of giving, and also what kind of excuse that would really make you give the money. In the documentary, the guy was really good, because he had like pictures of his bodyguard, like with blood and stuff like that, and he looked like he was hurt. So that was very convincing. So I understand why the women were able to get scammed, because he was really good. He was professional. To me, it feels like he had like a full team behind him helping him with his scam, because at the end, it's just shocking how every woman, like the first woman bought the story, the second woman did buy the story as well, and you can see how once the first woman didn't have enough money, he would go to the second one. So he would use the money from the first woman to scam the second, to show off like private jet, bars and restaurants, use the money from the first woman and convince the other one that he was rich, and it's like a Ponzi scheme. I think the guy is really smart, but at the same time, it's pathological the way he treated those women and what he was doing. Because you have to think about, like, he had relationships with those women. He's been with them. He knew some of them, he knew their mother, he knew where they lived. Like, the amount of energy and time that he invested in those things, and the personality that he created is impressive. But I'm not saying I'm admiring, but we have to say that this guy has some skills, and today he's walking free. So I guess this is a case of like bad people winning, but at the same time, karma is hitting him, because all over the world, everybody's talking about that. So at the end of the day, I think I'm really proud of the woman for coming forward, because now everybody knows, and I don't think he's gonna easily scam a woman. But right now he has a girlfriend, so there's always low self-esteem, be willing to go for those kind of guys, and it's a reality. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on this crazy story. It's entertaining. So you guys, if you guys have time to watch it on Netflix, go ahead. It's very interesting. But I think deep down that guy is really lonely and sad. I don't think he has people that he can trust. Material things I think are good, but they don't make for everything. So I think it's sad what he's doing. I think the fact that he had changed his name, and in the documentary you can see where he was really living, like in Israel. It's sad that he was willing to do all these things just to get a lifestyle. And I think a lot of people get caught up in money and, living a luxurious life. But at the end of the day, I think as a human being, we have to always come back to the source and who we are. And that guy I think he's miserable. Like, how can you be happy living that kind of life? Hey, but who knows? So you guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching until the end. Subscribe to my channel so you can get more content. Like the video, share the video. I'm really trying to put out a lot of content for you guys. And if you want to support me, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so glad we found each other. I'm sending you lots of love and light. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.